I never thought a smile could be terrifying until I met Vincent Hayes. He wasn't just my co-worker. He was the guy everyone turned to when they needed help. Overflowing with warmth and kindness, he always said the right thing. Never raised his voice, never got angry, never showed a crack in his perfect demeanor. But that was the problem. There weren't any cracks, even when there should have been. Then things got weird. One night after work I saw him sitting alone in the break room staring at his phone. I called out his name, but he didn't respond. His screen was dark, and yet his thumb was swiping as if scrolling through something only he could see. His lips curled into that familiar smile, but his teeth seemed wrong. Too sharp almost. When he finally looked up at me, I swear to God his pupils were pitch black. Just for a second. "Everything okay?" I asked, trying to act normal. He chuckled, a low hollow sound that didn't match his usual demeanor. Couldn't be better. I shrugged it off, told myself I was just tired. But over the next few weeks, I started seeing Vincent's smile everywhere, on strangers in the grocery store, in the reflection of my car window. Once, even on my own face when I glanced at myself in the bathroom mirror. It wasn't just me. People at work started whispering about Vincent, saying he made them uncomfortable. One guy, Mark, swore Vincent had been standing in his backyard in the middle of the night, just grinning up at his window. When Mark confronted him the next day, Vincent laughed it off. "You must have seen someone else," he said, his voice calm as ever. But Mark quit the next week. Then came the night I followed him. Vincent had been acting even stranger than usual, twitchy, distracted, like he was holding something in. After work I saw him leave in a hurry, so I decided to see where he went. He walked to the edge of town, to the old abandoned factory. I stayed far enough behind so he wouldn't notice me. But when he reached the building he stopped, and he smiled. Not his usual smile. This one was grotesque, too wide, stretching his lips to the point of tearing. His jaw unhinged slightly, and I swear I heard a faint crack as he tilted his head back. "You don't get it, do you?" he whispered, though there was no one around him. His voice echoed, deep and guttural, like it was layered with something inhuman. I could destroy them all, I could burn it all down, but I don't. I keep it in, I keep it in. He began clawing at his face, digging his nails into his cheeks until blood dripped down his chin. But the smile didn't falter, it only grew wider. By then, I'd seen enough. I ran, heart pounding, praying he didn't hear me. The next day, Vincent didn't come to work, or the day after that. A week later the factory burned to the ground. They found his body inside, sitting cross-legged in the ashes. His face was untouched, even though the rest of him was charred beyond recognition. And yes, he was smiling. I don't know what was eating him alive, but whatever it was, it finally won.